Hello, welcome back to another episode of Tangents and Shenanigans. I am going to do what every other YouTuber does in this situation, an apology video. Have we promised you guys fantastic videos last year? Yes. Did we succeed in showing you those videos? Yes. Did the three little pigs go wee 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 all the way home? They sure as did. And did Mr. Magoo get his donations through our fake Patreon? He sure did. Now, let us do an in memoriam of movies we lost last year. First, we had Small Soldiers, Left Behind, but Watched. The three trilogies that we promised but was never shown: Lord of the Rings, the Monkey movies, and Toy Story. The other movies that were left in 2025 were others I can't remember.
Hurry
Okay,
up!
well, I was trying to do a monologue. God.
Dude, that was amazing. Dude.
I'll be back in a second. I'll be listening. I gotta take this shit shirt off.
Okay. Well, everyone, that was the official cold open of the new year by no other than Nick.
I'm back. Can't get rid of
Yeah,
me
just
that
like
quick.
that.
Yeah.
Welcome back,
Now, who was?
everybody.
Hey, who was that guy, anyways, at the beginning of the show?
I don't know.
Who
I
let
didn't
him
recognize
in?
him. I thought
Yeah, me
I was in the
neither.
Matrix for a second. I couldn't even find the button to my camera. And
No, you
then
just couldn't find the button to turn me off.
I wanted you to cook, brother. I wanted you to cook. But yes, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a very long hiatus. Um,
Yeah, we haven't
and
seen you guys since last year. And no, we did not get canceled. You
no,
thought we did. Not yet, but you
mm-mm.
never know. It's a new year. We're starting off fresh, and we are here to possibly do some more fun things that we promised and probably won't succeed in our promises, but we're going to try.
We're gonna try. It's a new year,
Yep.
new commitments.
New
Anything that we said
commitments.
in the previous year, clean slate. We are
Yep.
starting fresh with the movie discussions, and not only that, but we really want to dive back into like video games as well and try to bring that back to
Yeah.
the channel. I know this past year, Nick and I went into a deep dive of Metal Gear Saga,
Oh,
and
we
I
did.
showed this man well, I mean, it was a lot of work for me because I was the one actually playing it. He had the easy job. But I had a really fun time showing you the first game. I love that game so much.
Yeah.
Replay that time and time again.
Right.
But it was really cool just showing you the introduction of Solid Snake's character and then getting you into the lore of like how he's a clone and he's actually not a real human being. And you're like, oh, what? So
Yeah.
it gets a little convoluted, but he's an action hero. Like
Yeah.
he's the action hero that we watch in the 80s and 90s,
And
and
I'm
they
just
need him.
glad I got a chance to finally play one of the games, and that was Snake Eater, the remake, of
The
course, just to
remake.
get into it or whatnot. And honestly, after playing that game and seeing you play the previous two, my rankings right now, and I told you this the last time, is I don't really have a first because it's so close between one and three for me. So
Mm.
it's just kind of interchanged. But because I played three versus one, so I'm kind of putting three, then one, then two. But of course, you played the other two, so your rankings will be a little bit different compared to
Yeah,
mine.
because
Yeah.
mine is 1, 4, 3, 2.
Okay.
After like careful consideration, because as much as I've replayed 2, and you watched it, it's a different game. Like it almost
Yeah.
shouldn't be a Metal Gear game, but it is. Because I told you I'm biased because I just like Solid Snake's character and him and Otacon and what they do.
Right.
Creating like an anti-terrorism unit, specifically seeking weapons of mass destruction. I'm like, dude, they're like
Hmm.
their own little like Mission Impossible team.
Oh yeah.
I always like that appeal where you have to acquire everything like in game. You don't start off with everything. So 3 was really cool, but the whole reason why we went down that rabbit hole is to prep you for 3.
Yeah.
and now you actually have a better understanding of the story. And the only one we're having trouble playing is Metal Gear
Number
Solid 4,
4.
obviously,
Yeah.
because it's stuck on PS3.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a PS3, so I might be tempted to just find
I'll
it
send you
somewhere
the
and check.
game. I'll send you my copy.
Yeah,
I will
because
do that.
I need to. I wanna see what that's all about. Oh hell yeah!
Mhm. So anyways, first tangent of the new year. So
Right.
things things we want to discuss. Well, what do we have upcoming this year that you're really looking forward to, movies
uh,
or game wise?
yeah. So movie wise,
Start there.
obviously, we're starting to already get the little teasers for the next Marvel Avengers movie, but we're also getting Spider Man again, which is going to be cool. And
Brand new day.
yeah, so we're
Pump for
going
that.
into this realm where we're starting to see things get wrapped up from our, what would you say? Not necessarily our childhood, but like our good chunk of our lives in terms of Marvel, where this is going to be ushering in the new generation of Marvel for newer people, like just to give them new sets of, not necessarily new sets of characters, but new, actors playing these characters that we grew up with, just as a kind of like a nice reset for what we've
Po-
seen in the last 10 plus years.
Possibly. I mean, it's like you say, new characters. Yes, they have done. I mean, the last phase, I can't keep up anymore, but in the last phase, they introduced so
Yeah,
many like TV shows,
I
like
know.
Ironheart. I don't know if they're gonna be in the new movie.
Nah, I don't think
Um,
so.
so,
Especially for Secret Wars, I wouldn't be surprised if that's when they bring him in. But for Doomsday, I think they're going to just leave him out for now.
okay.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing back a lot of I don't know. I see it from a different angle, but I want to still see it as a fan. I'm excited to see these characters again, but I also just think it's like, hey, this last phase we weren't as successful as we wanted to be, so let's
I
bring
know.
these other key
That's
players
why
back because
they're
that's what people like.
yeah, because they're saying like this coming movie is going to be a direct sequel to Endgame, so it's almost like this whole last phase didn't really happen, and it's like you can't just
It's
brush
like
things
why
under
spend
the
that
right.
many
Yeah,
hours
I know. Yeah,
watching
like
all
you.
of it then if it doesn't
I
matter?
know. I know. So that's why it's like you can't really brush all this stuff under the rug. So it's like that's why it's their soft reboot that they want to do. But I don't know. We'll have to see how it all comes into
Yeah.
play. For me, I'll enjoy it like I usually do with these, Marvel movies and Spider-Man and stuff. But it'll be interesting to see how they go forward because I think Doomsday is the direct sequel of Endgame, and then I think Secret Wars is when they do the full wrap up or whatnot with everybody that we come to grow up with. So
Yeah. Until they bring him back 10 years later
yeah, right. Yeah, who
one
knows?
last time.
Yeah,
Okay.
Endgame Part 5.
Endgame, Chapter 2, the
Yeah,
aftermath of the end.
yeah.
No, okay, so I'll tell you this, like, there was this book I read last year, and I fell in love with it, and, I realized that there was gonna be a movie coming out based on it, the Project Hail Mary.
Mhm.
Dude, it's coming out in March, I am pumped for that movie. However, I sent you the one trailer,
Right.
but they released a second trailer, and I feel like it reveals way too much.
Oh, does it? Kinda
I
like how
think
in Ender's Game trailer, they showed the whole ending of the movie within the trailer. Remember that?
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, visually, from reading the book, I can tell certain sequences and when they actually
Yeah.
happen from the trailer, but, I don't know. I feel like the alien that he meets could have been, subtly referenced instead of like, "Hey, we just revealed it." And I'm like, "Okay, great." So
Yeah.
but it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a fantastic movie, and I think the casting selection for Ryan Gosling as the main character, Grace, like, I think he's a really good pick for it. So, we'll see. I'm really
Yeah.
pumped for that one. Did you see, that Godzilla, minus
Yeah.
zero now? Or
Mhm.
minus
Yeah.
yeah, minus one two sequel? That got released for, June it's set to release June 1st of this
Okay.
year.
I'm excited for that because I'm glad that we actually got a chance to watch the first one together this
And
last
I
year,
still
and I
cried.
wish we would have done a discussion on it too.
Well, we can. Maybe before the sequel comes out.
We'll
We
do one.
okay, this
Yeah,
is our first commitment.
our
First
first
commitment of
commitment
the
of the
year.
year.
I'm writing it down. Okay, Godzilla minus one. I don't. I'm
you
not
know,
gonna. I mean, I don't think we need to watch it again. I definitely will, but we could talk
yeah,
about it for
yeah,
sure. Yeah, I think the score in that, especially okay. So there are several scenes in that movie where the score kicks in full gear and you're just like, oh, you feel it, you get goosebumps.
yeah,
And that one scene where it's like towards the end where all the ships are like all the naval fleet are about to like charge like at what was it? They're trying to charge at Godzilla and
yeah,
fire.
and they want to make that loop around him so they can shove his ass down into the
Yeah.
trenches. Yeah,
And the captain, he's just like, "Let this be our final fight." Dun 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 dun.
dude,
dun.
you know
I'm
what
like,
I
"Oh my
felt
god,
during
it's
that
so
scene, and you're
good."
going to laugh at this, is
Uh,
when I was watching that scene, I couldn't help but think of Transformers, where it's like dun 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 dun
mm.
dun dun dun. Like when they're well, like every scene when they get the Transformers together, like the Autobots, and they're all driving down a highway or whatnot. So anytime I
Yep.
see a scene in a movie where you either have ships or things just
You're thinking like,
flying
"All
through,
right, when's
yeah,
Starscream gonna come
yeah.
in?" You.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Uh,
but no, that's such a great film.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be excited to talk about that one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. And what's surprising is we haven't talked about the other Godzilla movies, like the Matthew Broderick one.
Yeah, I like that one still. Like, it's
That's a
funny though
guilty pleasure
because
movie.
it really is, because I just love how Godzilla was eggs within that stadium and all her baby little Godzilla raptors were coming out. Like, I liked that as a kid. I know some people hated it, but I loved it, dude. Like, come on, Voss. And here's the thing too. I think the reason why I liked it was Jurassic Park came out just like 5 plus years earlier, like
That's true.
in terms of the dinosaurs coming to life. So for me, seeing that on, the TV for the first time and then going to the theaters to watch Godzilla and seeing Godzilla and those raptor things, I was like, yeah, that's cool, because here's the thing, I fell in love with especially the 3rd Jurassic Park movie, so, like, I even had, like, a birthday party that was full Jurassic Park, so, like, I was into all the raptors and dinosaur stuff, so that was just, like, why I probably fell more in love with, the Matthew Broderick one.
What I was trying to find out was it was a combination of CGI and animatronics, right?
I think so, yeah.
Can you imagine like how much time it took to make like the scale?
Yeah, because we have to think, because movies, and what's cool that we should probably deep dive into some at some point is look at movies when technology was transitioning from the animatronics to CGI, because like I said, that movie fell in the realm of, okay, you still had the puppetry, but now you're slowly changing to that CGI. Like, think about this. Remember the first time you saw the Hulk movie? The Incredible Hulk
Oh,
with the
the
CGI?
Eric
Yeah.
Bana one?
Yeah.
I like him as an actor. Like the cast was pretty good for that, but man, was it corny. I
I
like I did like some of the action sequences though. Like
I just loved how Hulk looked when he was jumping through the desert. Oh yeah.
it was like a giant frog just
Yeah.
jumping through. I don't know. Like the story was a little weird. Some of I mean the effects they tried, but that came out like right around the same time as Daredevil as well.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if Daredevil or Hulk performed better. Maybe we should.
I think, yeah, I
What?
think
Okay, I'm gonna
Daredevil.
look it
Okay.
up. Let's. What's your guess?
My prediction is Daredevil performed a little bit better than
I
the
think
Hulk.
so too. I think
Yeah.
so too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Hell yeah. And as they say, we're giving the information to the folks. We got the right information.
Yeah, Daredevil 2003. Ooh,
Oh boy.
42% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know. Do you always I don't always trust Rotten
No,
Tomatoes.
well, what you could do is look up the grossing that it made, like how much
Oh, that's
was
what I'm
the
doing.
gross. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the budget was 78 million for Daredevil and
Mm-hmm.
they made 179.2. So they
Okay.
made yeah, they made their
Yeah.
money back and they made a
Yeah.
profit. Turned a
Yeah.
profit.
Now,
Okay.
how did the Hulk do?
All right, let's
That's what
see.
I want to know. The look
Okay.
of shock.
So the budget was a little bit more.
Of
It was
course, yeah.
137 million and they made 245.3
So they made 100 and about 110 mil. So yeah, they did better than Daredevil then. Yeah.
and they were released around the same time.
Yeah.
So the ticket prices were about the same.
Yeah.
So that's I mean,
That's
gotta
yeah.
feel good about it.
Yeah. Like it wasn't bad, but if you really look at it for how things are nowadays, like it would be not really considered too great, but at its time it's like, hey, it still made its money, you know?
Yeah, like I will say the Incredible Hulk when that came out in '08, I thought that was a significantly better movie for a
Yeah.
Hulk.
Mhm. I
And that's
agree.
and not only that, that was also the same year as Iron Man, wasn't it?
Yeah, because because they did that transition to Iron Man because of
Mhm.
the end sequence in Incredible Hulk where, you know, Iron Man dude Tony Stark ends up in that like bar scene or whatever, right? Or no, the general. Yeah, the general talking about all
Yeah,
that stuff.
it's
Yeah.
Thaddeus, right?
Mhm. Thaddeus.
Thaddeus
Yeah.
Ross.
Mhm. Yep.
Interesting.
And
All
which is
right, well,
funny is that Thaddeus Ross becomes, the
Harrison
president and
Ford,
the
the Red Hulk.
yeah. Yeah.
How ironic, isn't it
Mhm.
ironic?
Yep. It just took,
Ok
like, almost 20 years to get to that point.
I will say, I am actually looking forward to watching The Odyssey.
Oh, right,
I really
yeah.
like that story,
You
and
know what's
then
funny?
they
I showed my
mm,
mom and dad the trailer, and they actually wanna go see it, so
I think it's gonna be good.
yeah.
Knowing
Th
Christopher Nolan, it's kinda hard not to, like, expect anything but great from him.
yeah.
Uh, I don't know, I guess the one pet peeve of his that I don't really like is the dialogue sequencing when it changes from scene to scene, location to location, but it's still the
Oh,
same
yeah,
conversation.
yeah, yeah,
I
the
don't
jump,
always
yeah.
like that, and he's
I know.
notorious for that. And then the
Yeah,
other thing is just like the quick cut editings and like jumping continuously. But like
yeah,
Oppenheimer for his last picture, like I know you haven't seen it yet, but it is a super dialogue heavy film. But
right.
the visuals of it, when you're inside like Oppenheimer's head and he's like seeing all of these like reactions, like seeing that was really cool, and seeing how they created those effects was pretty unique as well.
Oh, I bet,
Like
yeah.
practical effects, like I don't know, like think back in the day, like to generate sound effects, they'd have to like go out and record like swishing of like a broom or something
Well,
to
they
get
still
like
do that, like, there's a video
they
that
do.
you need to watch this video of this, girl, she does an amazing job with her craft where she's in, like, the little studio, and she takes all these, like, different items to make
Yeah.
different stuff, she created her own scene of, like, this woman walking with her purse down the street with some bread, and she was able to do the clinks of her shoes, how the bread is swooshing with her jacket, the crunch, and she's like and she took all these sounds and she made it so different, like, she was able to change how a scene is felt from, like, a happy-go-lucky movie to more of a film noir feel, spy
Mhm.
feel, just depending on the sound. Because obviously in movies, sound plays such a key part. Like if you see a scene, and that's why I laugh when I see some reels or whatnot, where it's like they change the music to a scene and it completely throws it out the window. Where there's one where it's a horror movie and they added like this funny sound to it, and it's just so funny to see how different that makes it.
You know how they created the blaster sounds from,
How?
Star Wars?
Oh yeah, the little wires on the stuff, and they just clink it.
The steel wires.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh, that's cool." So
Right?
and then
Yeah.
not only that, but that was the first movie where that infamous scream was recorded,
Right.
right?
I think so, or no, I think it's a
The
prior movie,
falling
like a Western.
stormtrooper?
I think no, the Wilhelm scream was in a Western movie, I believe, like an old Western movie, I think. But
Oh,
and
okay,
then they
okay.
added it in. Well, Star Wars took it, and I think that's when people started to run with it. But
It's so funny when you notice it in films, you're like, "Oh, there it is.
yeah,
There
yep,
it
the
is."
Wilhelm scream, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's but speaking of stars, like one thing I do love about the older movies is they left in some funny moments just because it's an older movie. Like there's a scene, speaking of stormtroopers, and this is another tangent, is when you see them walking through the Death Star and they're walking through that one door and one just bonks his head on the fucking door.
Yeah.
And yeah, and they kept that in, and it's like, you know what? I'm like, I'm glad they did because it shows like even though they might be the most terrifying group in the galaxy trying to be like, hey, we're the best, it's still like, hey, you go to work and you fucking hurt yourself and you're like, damn it.
I know.
Yeah,
All of those little, like, Easter eggs are pretty cool, but I don't know, like, looking back on the last, like, 3 movies, the one that the one that I think really stands out to me, is The Force Awakens. I I
yeah,
I almost feel like that introduction of all the new characters was probably the best. After watching the last movie, Rise of Skywalker, I appreciated the second film more, The Last
yeah.
Jedi. But
I think
I don't
we're
think I'll
in
ever
that
watch Rise
way.
of Skywalker again.
Yeah, so you know what I kind of noticed? These newer trilogies are getting the same like treatment that the prequels got when they first came out, where and you probably remember this, is when the prequels were coming out, like I enjoyed, episode 1, 2, and 3 or whatnot, but
Oh,
at the
yeah,
time
we grew up
people,
with them.
yeah, but the thing is though, a lot of people did not like those movies,
They
like, at all, like, they trashed them, and
Yeah, they
every
definitely
time
got their
every
hate.
time I mentioned those movies or whatnot, there would always be that one person be like, "Oh, yeah, they suck," and everything else because of the midichlorians and whatever they added to the films, but now it's funny how these ones come out, and they're kinda getting the same treatment where, like, yeah, they were good, but also you get, like, a majority of people saying, "Ah, they're not the greatest." But now people are going back to the, episodes 1, 2, 3 again, and they're like, "We really like these now," you know? So I think
Yeah.
it needs time to stew a little bit. So who knows if we get another trilogy down the line for another generation, but I don't know.
Oh,
We'll have to see.
they're not gonna stop. They're gonna keep pumping out Star Wars content.
Yeah.
Um, but the one thing I will say, like, the thing that's great about the, episodes, like, 1, 2, and 3 is the world building. Like,
Yeah.
George Lucas, like, took his time, like, generating, like, the world that they would live in, and not only that, but visually stunning films. And I don't know, like,
And he
I feel
was
like the
able
story.
to
Huh.
pull off a thing where he was able to go backwards in terms of like a film's timeline instead of going forward like we usually see. Like obviously the big movie, a series that we got growing up was Harry Potter, and obviously that went from him being young to old. But in
Yeah.
Star Wars, it's like you get what's happening in the present time or whatever with the Empire and the Jedi's already being gone here and there. But then he's like, no, you know what? Let's do the prequel to show you how you lead up to it. So it's like what's going to happen with Star Wars, like Vader and everything else. But now it's like you get to see how that happened and the way he crafted it was just perfect. Like, it was cool to see, You don't usually get that with film stuff like that.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, I think back, like, there's a lot of iconic scenes. For, like, episode 1, there's the pod racer scene. Um, there's the hell, there's even I mean, I even like the opening as kind of, like, slow and boring as the opening can be at times.
Yeah.
Seeing Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan in that one room and the gas comes on, they're like, "Oh, alright, I'm gonna put these, little, like, things on, and then we're just gonna, like, lightsaber in and, like, cut a hole through the
Yeah.
door." I'm like, "Okay, this is cool." And
Yeah.
then the roller droids, I
Darth
freaking
Maul
love
was
it.
dope. Like he was
Darth
my
Maul was
favorite.
dope.
Yeah,
And
like I love
honestly,
him.
probably one of the best boss fights in all
Oh
of
yeah,
the Star Wars battles.
I think so, yeah.
It
Because
was
here's the
long.
thing,
It was stressful.
yeah, and you know what? And you have to think about this too. He was the first real big threat in a long, long time, and you could tell, like when they were fighting him, and I think even Qui Gon said, he's like, this guy has known the arts of the Jedi, like because of how he fights, and he's like, holy shit, who the fuck is this guy, right? And it's like
Yeah.
when he takes off that cloak and the battle was on, it felt like okay, like this is a threat that they haven't faced in so long. So this was just like, okay. Because like when you look at the fight, like in the next movie, like against Count Dooku, of course, it's like they already kind of had that mentality of like, okay, this is a Sith, and we kind of understand how to go about this fight, even though
Mhm.
Count Dooku kind of wins in the end.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it's like before then they were like, whoa, who's this threat? What is this? This is brand new. So the stakes were so much higher because they're like, yeah, what's going on? So, and I loved how at the kind of like they teased uh what is it, Darth Sidious? Like I think it was in like the second movie or the first movie where he's just standing side by side against Amidala or whatnot, and you barely hear the
Mhm.
music of the Dark Lord, just a little eeriness to just how he
Yeah.
talks, and I'm like, "Ooh, hell yeah!" Like, come on, we know what that is. So, just subtlety, dude. It's cool.
Well, I can't tell you, like, how much appreciation for Attack of the Clones was. Because I mean, all of us had lightsabers, all of us, like,
Yeah.
had duels with our friends. I just remember all of the battles from the second one. Remember how much promotion that movie got?
Oh yeah.
Remember the Go-Gurts?
Yep.
They started color coding them with, like, the lightsabers?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I
I
remember that
I
commercial. They
want to
went back to
dive
back. They're
into
just like,
this. Yeah, and I want to dive into this real quick, like
uh,
as another continuation of what because obviously this episode we're just it's going to be a spew of things to catch everyone up, see how everyone's doing, like after we haven't seen everybody in the year. But I want to
oh, I
delve
thought we were just
into.
rambling.
Oh, we are, but I'm trying to make a good excuse for our rambling this time. But I just want to hit or touch upon how marketing was back then versus today, and you brought up a good point where we got kinda spoiled with how marketing was, like you said, we got the Go-Gurts with the lightsabers here and there, and this accumulates to video games too. I think one of the craziest marketings, and I even watched a video of this on YouTube just the other day, was the Halo 3 marketing,
Mhm,
back in 2007,
mhm.
where it's like we saw Master Chief all over the Doritos, the Mountain Dew, the Red Mountain Dew, all that stuff. Like the marketing was so big, but now because of obviously the FTC and all that stuff and regulations, that they do, for kids and obesity and all that, I get it. Like the marketing's a little bit different in terms of that. But I feel like we were in the heyday of marketing, dude. Like it was just we got spoiled, man. We grew up in a time where we got a good amount of stuff for the stuff we loved, from movies
Well,
to games and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and not only that, we had, like, the lightsaber, like, spoons in the cereal boxes, remember? Like,
Yeah.
treats in cereal boxes. I don't know if they still do that,
I think they do a little bit, but probably
but
not
yeah,
as
no,
prominent.
you're not wrong. But I think that's also changed because of how we view advertisements. A lot of them are
Yeah.
on, like, streaming networks now instead of just cable TV,
Yeah.
where we couldn't really change the station because we wanted to stay, like, watching the show.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, I was one of those kids actually that I would do, like, on the remote, remember when it'd have, like, previous channel?
Yeah.
So you'd, like, program it to be like, "Okay, I want the Pokemon on this channel," and then also,
Yeah, yeah.
like
I had like I think it was like I had my Nickelodeon, my Cartoon Network, I had my
Yep.
Disney Channel, but I also had like Toon Disney because Toon Disney had like the little extra stuff like the Weekenders, Lloyd in Space, like some of these hidden gems. But then I
Mhm.
also had what was it, Nick at Night that they had for a little bit where you
Oh,
got
yeah.
like the Hey Arnold and all the classics. Man, I just I wish they still played some of the older stuff or whatnot. Like, man, one of my favorite shows growing up, especially on Nickelodeon, was Jungles of the Hidden Temple or whatever it was, that little show where they had to like
Was
get
that the
the
game show?
yeah, it was the game show
Yeah.
where they had to get the little temple piece and run away.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
loved
yeah.
when the guys came out and tried to get their ass, and I'm like,
Mhm.
run, run.
No, you know what game show I miss watching is
Hmm.
MXC, the Most Extreme Challenges,
Oh,
because it
yeah,
was like 2 teams, and it's like the Wipeout challenge, but this
yeah.
one was I don't know, this one was just it had a special place in my heart, and I think that was on I think it was on Spike TV. It was on the same I think it
Oh,
was on the
yeah.
same channel as, like, Fear Factor was. I don't know,
I don't even think
something like
Spike
that.
TV is around anymore, dude. I think that's been
Neither
gone
is
for a little.
MTV.
I know. What the hell happened to that? Remember? That was the heyday of
Man.
stuff.
Think of how many here's the thing, like, this is actually sad because think of how many bands started and got promoted from MTV. Like, MTV is how they were
Oh yeah.
discovered.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I mean, our childhood was filled you couldn't recall a memory from our childhood without hearing, like, Blink-182,
Yeah.
in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know, man, like, that's kinda sad that that's going
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. But now things
Remember
are so different now.
the channel VH1?
Oh yeah, because I remember VH1 was like right after MTV. Like I would switch between the
Yeah.
two all the
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They would do, like, the top
Yeah.
20 countdown.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, back then, watching music videos was so cool. Like, watching the new music video, like, you would stay I was I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm like, do you remember back in this would be middle school for us, the music video for, Wake Me Up When September Ends? Do you remember
Yeah.
when that premiered? August 31st, 2005. That's when it was released, but okay, November 14th, 2005? All I know is it was at a there was a lot of food. It was a gathering. And I'm like, I just remember I stepped away. I'm like, I need to go to a TV. Like this is about to
Yeah.
premiere.
Right.
Um, and then thankfully, like there were a couple other people that were like, oh, I like Green Day too. And it's like, okay, cool, let's watch it.
Yeah.
So that was dope. But anyways, just the excitement and the anticipation for like
Yeah.
a new thing coming out. Now it's like there's new things coming out all the time, but I feel like there's less excitement because we're just like overstimulated. Maybe that's I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe that's like a personal thing.
Yeah, I
But
think so. Just because, like, how a lot of things, especially with social media now, it's all about, you know, TikTok and Instagram and stuff. It
mhm,
is crazy how things are nowadays in terms of just not even streaming stuff, but even like how even YouTube has changed. Like, I still remember when YouTube first came out, and I think the golden years of YouTube was when it first came out, and you could take a little goofy clip, clip them together, put some random music on, and that was like the coolest damn thing that you've ever seen. Like our friend Ryan, like he like when he started his
I
little
know.
YouTube channel, like I still remember the first video he did, and I thought it was the best fucking thing was when he clipped together Halo and Full
And
Metal
Bass Hunter.
Jacket and Bass Hunter
Oh, that one too.
together. Yeah, and when he did that full clip, it was on there for the longest time, but I think it's gone now.
I think the
But
channel's just gone, which sucks because I used to
yeah,
go on there and like
same.
look at some of those videos.
Right, yeah. It was cool. So, like, I think when I saw that, I was like, "Damn," I'm like, "That was cool." Like, something about and that was before copyright too, because you were able to just put something together and just have fun with it. But now it's like you gotta be kinda careful what you kinda do now, so it's a little different, but hey,
Yeah.
things are
Like
evolving like
15
everything.
seconds. Any more than 15 seconds, you're gonna
Not
get
even now, dude. You know what's crazy? Like, I saw this
uh
one video where this person made, like, one little noise in the game for a second, and they thought it was some sort of music, and they got copyright striked, and I'm like, "Wow." It
well,
only takes a
same
second.
thing same thing with the Far Cry 5 video. All because
Yeah.
I said, "You ever see Dukes of Hazzard?" Dun, dun, dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun, dun.
dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun.
see? Oh,
I'm
well,
like,
we
"That's
just
not
got
even this
copyright just now. See? Look at what you're doing.
Oh, no!"
Oh, no! Man, we're just going to cancel ourselves at this point because what's going to
Yeah.
happen is, like, we have our singing isn't the greatest. But hey, when we get in our jam, we're going to get 3 strikes and we're out, dude. So we're already at number one
Hey,
for the year.
hey, hey, maybe this will be the year. Yeah, maybe this will be the year.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
if we go sinking with the ship, I hope you guys have all had fun because I know
yeah.
I have.
And
And we'll just
until
make another channel. It'll be a
until
Tangents
this
and
ship sinks.
Shenanigans part 2.
Yeah. Well, until I have to create a new channel, we hope those that are still watching continue to watch.
Yeah.
We have some exciting things this year planned for you guys. Until you see us again, we hope you enjoy the rest of January.
Yeah.
And the one thing, the one thing I was gonna mention is like as far as like New Year's resolutions, did you think of anything like from the past year that you noticed that you kind of wanted to like try to work on this year? I think like
Mm,
for me it's like I felt like I was a little too busy. Not that it was like always things I didn't want to do. Like a lot of it I genuinely wanted to do and it was like a lot of fun and exciting things, but I
yeah.
felt like I had less time to reflect on everything and appreciated it more in the moment, but just so much was going on. But I think getting back into this will be nice. Like I want
Yeah.
to try to find like that good balance of things I'd like to do, saying no to other people if it means I'm saying no to something I really want to do instead.
Yeah.
Um, so, anyways, what about
Yeah.
you?
For me, I know like last year was like a transition period of just figuring stuff out. So I know this year I want to do a lot more new things or whatnot. But like one of the big things is I want to continue doing this with you, like the podcast. Like you said, it's all about doing some more fun stuff. Hoping to really take off on probably some new projects or whatnot. Like I just started like, YouTube not too long ago. So getting into that
Yeah,
streaming stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Why
So
don't you let
starting to
them
do
know
that.
like what that's about?
Yeah, so if anyone likes video games and wants to just chill out and have fun, I do have a YouTube where I just, stream, you know, random games. So far I've done like I think 3 or whatnot. And there's no set schedule because I kind of told myself this, I want it to be as natural as possible. I didn't want to put
Mhm.
myself in like a set schedule. I know for us we have our Wednesday shenanigans, but we usually switch up between doing the podcast
Oh
and
yeah.
doing fun stuff, which is nice. So I want it to be like that where whenever I feel like streaming, I'll do it. But yeah, if you want to have some fun, chill out, watch some games, and watch me say the F word within the first 5 minutes,
Watch the
then
first video, folks. Watch the first video. You will not be upset.
yeah, yeah. But no, it's fun. Like I said, I want to do some new projects, and plus, like I've been, working on that, project I told you about with
Mhm.
my other friends on Fortnite.
Yeah.
So that'll
Yeah, I'm
be kind
excited
of
for
cool to
that.
get
I'm glad
that
I got to see some of
released.
that.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun. I think this year's just more or less kind of building off of what I was doing last year, but kind of expanding on those things and just having a little bit more fun and trying new things as well throughout the year, just to kind of keep my life less stale, if that makes sense. Like I'm starting to
Yeah.
see my schedule fill up, but it's been like you said, it's finding that balance of between doing work and having fun. So
Yeah, and just
yeah,
try not to like overexert yourself.
yeah,
To where you still feel like you have energy like the next week. It's
right.
like you don't always have to have plans every weekend.
Yeah, no, I get it, dude. Yeah, I know.
Well, buddy, this is great. I'm looking forward to another year with you, man.
Yeah.
And until oh, you even got to see the tree. Look at this.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. And you got to see my non-existent tree.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, here.
As Smokey Bear says,
Only you can
only
starve
you.
fires. Oh, I'm having a stroke, dude. Jesus Christ. Can we just end this? I'm
All
out.
right.
Goodbye.
See ya.